Welcome back to the Bantu Exodus channel. Tonight we're going to discuss Egypt, Genesis Egypt. All right, what do I mean about that? The Egypt on the map today is not the Egypt that the Israelites or the Bantu people came out of by the hand of Moses and God. It is not. The Bantu expansion map is the Egypt that Moses led the people out of. Let's get into it. All right, longitude zero, latitude zero. Anything going this way to the right of this line will be considered east. All right, I want you to make sure you guys keep lock on that. Now, what we're going to do is go back up to the last video. The red what we're going to do now is go back to the Bantu expansion map right quick. All right, I want you to take a look at the red dot. Now, I want you to explain something to me, everybody out there. I want you to hear me real good. Things should be taught in a simplistic form so people can get it. This is the consensus map on where the Bantu people came from. Now, if this red dot is the origin of the Bantu people before they go into the interior of Ethiopia, which is the land of Canaan, then if Egypt is up here, then why is the Bantu expansion map saying that we came from here? The Bantu expansion map is totally correct. This is the place of bondage right before the river that was parted. This Bantu expansion map is totally correct. This red dot is the Egypt, the place of bondage, not the actual name of the place that we came out of. The spiritual name of the place that we came out of, Egypt, the place of bondage. Also the same place where Yesiah Congo came from here, from Nazareth, and went up and took refuge from the Edomite king from Zaire that was right here. I'm going to repeat this again. There was Edomite kings that stayed in Zaire. This was Angola, the homeland of Yesiah Congo, who they call Jesus Christ. The angel told him and his family to go into Egypt as a place of refuge. Then they came back into the land. Then after he came back into the land, he went into his ministry. Do you see that? All right. So you might not have caught all of that, but just catch this. Common sense. Bantu expansion map. Origin of the Bantus, red dot. If Egypt is here, then why is red dot here? If you can get what I'm saying. If Egypt is here and Moses led us out of this place called Egypt, why is the red lines not coming from this place that's called Egypt on the map today? It's because they switched it, and now this is Egypt, and now this is just a red dot. Do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all can hear me out there. All right. All right. So now what we're going to do, so we're going to go to the Ham, Japheth, and Shem map. All right. Excuse me. I do apologize for that. All right. All right. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here is hopefully y'all can see that. Yep. All right. What you're going to do here is you're going to take these 3 points. This is delicate work here. You're going to take these 3 points. Matter of fact, let me blow this map up a little bit more for you right quick. I do apologize. Blow this map up for you one more time. All right. I'm going to take these 3 points. Then you're going to circle it. Come to the middle of those 3 points right here and slide everything back. See, this is the lie. They slid everything to their lands in order to actually take on the heritage, the culture, and make believe the lie. So they had to make it believable. So everything was slid over. Okay. Now, if you take this central point, start from this point, 1, 2, 3, and circle it. Then take the central point of that circle and slide it back to the red dot. When you slide it back towards the red dot, this right here, and put it back in the heart right here, boom. The Egypt on the Bantu expansion map falls in the allotted land of Ham. Watch it again. The 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Encircle. Central point. Slide to the interior of Ethiopia, which is called Africa today. Stop there. And everything lines back up properly like it's supposed to, if you can see that. All right. Now, that's enough of the recap of the last video I did. I just wanted to show you that. Now, what we're going to do. All right. Hopefully y'all guys can see that. All right. Total to blow it up. All right. Excuse me. Do apologize. All right. Now what I want to do here is go to the map of longitude 0, latitude 0. It's going to give our true orientation. A lot of people don't know this, our true orientation of east and where it lies at. So we got to realize right here, from here on, is considered the West. West Africa and the West. Everything here from here over is considered the East. Now, the scriptures say that there was a garden in the east of Eden. We need to know that before the flood, Africa was considered Eden. I'm going to repeat it 2 more times. Before the flood, Africa was considered Eden. There was a garden planted or built in the east of Africa. Now let's go to the world map. All right. Now I make a big claim here, but hopefully you will see it common sense wise. All right. As you can see, this is the world map. The place that Moses came to and led the people out of was the Nigeria area. This is the place of bondage in the Egypt that the Israelites came out of. Before the flood, there were no Israelites. There were Adamites. The Adamites had a garden, a university, and an epicenter for education in this place that we call Egypt. Now ask yourselves, why is it called Egypt? First of all, a lot of the biblical names for these places that was here are lost and forgotten. No longer do we even pronounce and even have the actual language at its original, is in its original form to even say those names, let alone have the knowledge of those names. So a lot of things are lost in the sand. Now, what we need to realize is there were many peoples who came to and fro in this garden, epicenter, university, or what we call an educational center. All right. Now, certain information was for us to learn, and certain information was not for us to learn. Information, things that you learn as far as a way of life and a culture, has a spiritual connotation to it. Now, in this place that we call Egypt, where the big pyramids are, actually where the pyramids are, where the power center was at. But when you go down, there's an actual place where there were libraries and schools. This is where the Adamites were conversing at and chopping it up at and getting the information, just like we do today. Now, in the process, we started learning things that we weren't supposed to learn and start doing things that we weren't supposed to do. This lifestyle, these things spread throughout this area that you see, all throughout the world where you see the pyramids at. Now, hopefully you can see the pyramidal connection. Wickedness spread throughout the earth. And he said that it had grieved him that he had made men coming out of this area and learnt all this wicked stuff and taught it to the sons of men. Now, we realize that everywhere that you see these pyramidal ancient societies, they're all gone and destroyed mysteriously. None of the historians can put their finger on what happened to them. You know why? Because they won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. When they all know, but they won't tell you because of the spiritual connotation. They will not admit to it. Hey, we do know what Egypt is. It is the biblical Garden of Eden. Before the flood, Eden was considered, Africa was considered Eden. From this place of education, wickedness was taught to the sons of men, and that wickedness spread abroad through the whole earth, where you see these pyramidal societies that are lost and forgotten and destroyed in miraculous ways by fire, by water, or whatever have you, or they just disappeared mysteriously. Remember that Christ said, you might not know the hour of your visitation. Pray that I don't come on upon you as a thief. I keep telling people, what did the demoniac say to Christ? Have you come to torture us before the time? I don't think y'all know who Christ is and what he does. So, let me just make this claim so you can see my face as I make this claim. The Bantu expansion map is telling you the honest God's truth of the biblical Egypt that the Israelites, the Bantu people, came out of. Now, the Egypt on the map today, where the pyramids are at, where people go to tour, the wonder of the world, is just that. It is the genesis of our story. It is the Garden of Africa / the Garden of Eden in the east of Eden, the east of Africa, East Africa. All right. So, in its entirety, what am I saying? The truth must come out. Whoever gets this information, I don't care what you do, I don't care if you become famous, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Take the truth, take the Congo, and give it to the people because they need it. The Bantu expansion map is the imagery of the biblical story of Moses exiting the people out of the place of bondage, which was in the land of Nigeria and Niger. Okay. Number two, the Egypt on the map today. Why people, scientists, white people, the Gentiles, everybody in the whole world is a wow, a wonder. Most of the Egypt that you see on TV and in documentaries, 90% of it, most of it is still under sand. If you are woed and like in awe of what you see, then think about the 90% that's still under the sand. When the Father said, it grieved me that I had made the Adamites and I am going to destroy them and I am going to send a flood, he meant just that. The sand that you see in the Sahara Desert has been found to have sea life all throughout. This flood was devastating. The Egypt that you see on the map is not what they say it is. It is the epicenter. It is the education center, the point and place where we learn the information and ate fruits. Remember, check me out. The fruits of the Spirit. If you are eating the wrong information, consuming the wrong information, you cannot bear the fruits of the Spirit. There is no way possible that you can bear the fruits of the Spirit if you are consuming tainted, toxic, spiritual food. So, when you take in that type of diet, mentally and spiritually, wickedness is gonna abound. It's gonna spread. It's gonna get to a certain point to where it reaches the Father, and he's gonna grieve and be angry and disappointed in the situation at hand. His spirit cannot tolerate it, for he is omnipresent. That's why he sent the flood. A lot of people don't want to tell you the truth. Now, I didn't want to do this, but I think it's necessary. I don't want to be like on a conspiracy theory. I don't want, that's not my plight. That's not why I came. This is not what this channel is about. But we have to face facts, people. Some things, when you first heard them, was far-fetched. And then sometimes when you hear them again, it makes all the sense in the world. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm pretty sure that I made my point. The red dot on the Bantu expansion map is where we started to make our way with Moses into the land. The Egypt on the map today is the garden that was in the east of Eden, that was in the east of Eden, which is Africa. Eden/Africa. But what I'm going to leave you with, if this is true, what you say, why is it on your dollar bill? And why is it that the prophecies are pointing to the fact that this place is the Babylon spoken of? It just, I don't know. You take it in for yourself. But yeah, once again, to repeat it before I leave, the Bantu expansion map in the red dot is the place where Moses exited the people out of the land of bondage. The Egypt on the map that people go to tour at today, where the pyramids are at, is the epicenter and the genesis of the biblical story, the Garden of Eden, where we got in trouble. Why is it? Why is it on your dollar bill? With that, I'm going to let y'all guys go. See you back next time on the Bantu Exodus channel. Hallelujah. And get to see you next time.